What it do, y'all? It's your boy Big J. I know we are 3 minutes left until we go live, but you know, we have an exciting guest on the show. I've been promoting this all week, and I mean I'm excited. My boy Brennan Ray, he went he went to Montclair State University and is going to be he declared for the 2023 NFL draft. Exciting news. So he's going to join us in a few minutes, but we're going to get started a little bit early. We can start at 7, so 2 minutes left to go. But I'm joined on the week, host of the JoJo Sports Talk Show. And like I said, I'm excited. I am like ecstatic to have this guest on this show. And he's a 5-time All Conference, All Region defensive back. Great player. And yeah, it's gonna be a great show. So just hold on tight, and we'll officially be going live when it gets on. So yeah, bear with me, guys.
The moment you thought it might work.
Yo, what it do? What it do, boss?
Hold up, I gotta connect to my AirPods. I fucked up.
Oh,
What's up, bro?
bet. Let's go, man.
How are you?
Good. Me, I'm excited, man. Hold
Good,
on,
man.
1 second, man. All right, is everything good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I mean, we're live, but I guess we can go live now. But I'm joined on the week, host of the JoJo Sports Talk Show. I got my boy Brennan Ray. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Just got back from Texas yesterday. It
Yes,
was an
sir.
eventful weekend, and back in Jersey, getting
Yeah.
back to training and
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean,
getting ready for the pro
we're
days. Yes, sir.
we're gonna get all into that later on in the interview. But like, man, it's like me interviewing a potential NFL player, bro. It's like, oh, it's a blessing, man. Yeah, man. So let's get right into it, man. So just kind of like introduce yourself, man. Like tell the fans like about yourself, and we'll get going, man.
So yeah, my name is Brennan. I went to Lower Cape May High School. Um, it's like exit zero in New Jersey. So I grew up down there. It was like Group One, 1,000 kids. So it was a very small school. Played quarterback there, and then didn't really have any. I was a smaller kid. I was 130 pounds coming out of high school, so I only went to D3 playing college football, and kind of grew my way through football at Montclair, which is a blessing. And I really do love Montclair, and they treated me really well.
Mhm.
And went on, played defensive back at Montclair, and started my freshman year, all 10 games, and finished off with 43 games total starting, which is the first in Montclair State history. And um, it was a great career. I couldn't have asked for any more.
Right.
Uh,
So you mentioned you went to like a small school. So and you play quarterback. So do you like quarterback? I mean, or do you like
yeah,
hitting people, man? Like what's more fun? Being that because quarterback, you're the point guard of the like you see everything. You big control of all the sides of the field. So do you like throwing the ball or do you like hitting people?
well, growing up, I've always wanted to be the quarterback. That's like
Gotcha.
I came to Montclair back, and they didn't let me. There was a junior quarterback that was starting. I wasn't going to see the field at that point, so see the play defensive back just by getting thrown into it, and they let me get that opportunity to get on the field that first year. So it was
Right.
awesome to get that opportunity, and I do enjoy now being a defensive back and being in that position.
So how does it feel like this like? laying the wood on somebody? Like, how does it feel, bro? Because I played football 1 year. I played on the line. I mean, I was a junior in high school. I didn't really get to play that much. I was a basketball player, but like knowing that, like getting that first hit, like even in high school, middle school, like junior league, like how did that feel? Just hitting people, man. It's like making game changing plays. Like, how does that feel, man?
I mean, it's a pretty crazy feeling. It's like the most amount of adrenaline that you ever feel, and it's something that you you can't explain to people. Like it's a feeling that you can't explain to people, but you also can never run away from. And that's why I continue to try and play football as long as I can because
Right.
I love the feeling that getting ready for the game,
Mhm.
and hitting people, and that feeling is just unmatched. I mean, it's comparable to other adrenaline feelings, but it's just that art of hitting someone, that art of playing football is just a different type of adrenaline. So it's very special.
Right. So like when I think like the background information on you, I went on the Montclair site and it said that you're a grad student. So like, does that mean did you play during that COVID year, or like you had the extra year of eligibility to play?
Yeah, so that COVID year got kind of wiped away from our eligibility, so we were able to get an extra year. So I was able to come back for a fifth year.
Got you. Yeah, because most people like that say missing grad year or COVID year mean, oh, did they skip a year or whatever. But like even basketball. But so like how old were you when you started playing like the game? Like you started at a young age?
Yeah, I was 6 years old when I started,
Oh
so I've been
man,
doing this my whole life. I'm
whole
starting to
life,
feel,
man.
I'm starting to feel it all now. Though, like my body just hurts,
Body.
but yeah, you got to take
Well,
care of it.
you're like 23, 24, 20. You're like in your
I'm
early 20,
22,
22. Okay.
so like
So I mean,
16
I'm
years.
24. So okay, got you. So did you play any other sports other than football? Like, you just played football your whole life, or you played basketball? Did you play other wrestling or?
No, I played baseball, and I actually was better at baseball, and I started in high school all 4 years of baseball rather than football. I only started 2 years, so it was it's kind of ironic that I played football in college, but
Yeah.
I really loved football more than baseball, even though I was better at baseball.
Right. So like you can either go, you can go the other route. You can win baseball other than football, but you have the passion for football. Because most people who play football, if you want to play it as long as you do, they must have passion and love for the game. Because like
Right.
it's either hit or miss, league. You know what I'm saying? Like you can either get a crucial injury, it's a risk like it's a risk worth taking. So basically, like you chose the football route instead of the baseball route.
Mhm.
Got you. So you mentioned that like Montclair, you love Montclair. What chose you to go to Montclair? Like, was D3 the only option you could have had D2 or D1, or Montclair was your set college?
Um, Montclair was actually my last decision. It was like last minute. It's like here, I want to go here. It's close to home. But I had other options. I wanted to go to Stony Brook, and I had a tryout there to be a quarterback. And I didn't do as well as I wanted to. I was
Gotcha.
140 pounds coming out of high school, so it really wasn't. They really weren't looking for that. So I kind of got shied away from that. And then there's other D3 schools like Salisbury, but I didn't have the grades to get in there. I had a 2.9 out of high school, so they needed a 3.0 to
Gotcha.
get into Salisbury. But that was my dream school, if I'm being honest with you, Salisbury. I love the location, but I just couldn't get in. So Montclair was like the next best thing, but it wasn't my first option.
Yeah, man, and look what's got you, man. You like you declare for the draft, which like when like personally, I don't think we hang out on campus, but like when I saw like you posted your draft, like your post, I was like, that's pretty big, and like I think you're second from Montclair to declare. I think Sam Mills, rest in peace. He's the last
Yeah,
linebacker of that size. He's like 5'10", I think. Um,
yeah.
so what does
Same.
that mean? Like, what does that
And
mean?
Chad.
Like, yeah, like what does that mean for you? Like, like you come after Sam Mills, like from Montclair, like because a small school, like people were talking down, like, oh, you can't play this because you're so small. But he had the heart, you know what I'm saying? He had the heart. So like, what does that mean? You coming after Sam Mills from Montclair State, like a small kind of weekly school that's not really like known for acquiring NFL prospects. So like, what does that mean for you, man? Like,
Um, it's an honor, but I also know that like I have my own story. He has his story. I
Gotcha.
have my own story. We just happen to go to the same school, so it's a sense of motivation for me. You know, I look up to Sam Mills. I've always that's kind of what got me here. It's like, oh, Sam Mills went to the school. He played in the NFL. I mean, he had a great career. Now he's in the Hall of Fame of the NFL. So it's uh it's a great thing to look up to. But I know that I have my own story as well. And,
Oh,
you know, I'll be going along my own route.
gotcha,
But
gotcha.
I do follow in his footsteps because I know he was a smaller person and he
Mhm.
took the route that he did. So, like I said, I have my own story.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like your own story to write and tell and stuff for sure. So with you going, so with you playing linebacker, are there any players you model yourself after, like Ray Lewis or like like who do you model yourself like, or do you have your own play style?
Yeah, so I played linebacker my first year, but then I moved to safety. So I think I idle my play around Jabril Peppers. Um, see myself, Terrell Revis. Um,
The
I don't
ball
really
hawk
like
will
to say,
come. Yeah,
yeah, I don't. I like to watch people and the way they play, but I don't really like to say like I have my own game
yeah, got you,
and
got
I
you.
play the way I play because I take things from different athletes. But I do enjoy watching those players and Landon Collins as well. I mean, I train in the same facility that he trains at, and I get to see him on a weekly basis, and it's awesome to be able to be in that same environment. So I do look up to him as well.
Got you, got you. So now we're gonna get to the NFL draft stuff. So I know you're a busy guy, man. Like with all the workouts and training and pro day coming up. So just explain to like the average like football fan like what's the whole process of being a player? Like what's that process about?
So basically, I'll kind of take you throughout my week. So
Yeah.
I do 2 days of strength training, and I do 2 days of speed training, and then I do 2 days of defensive back training. So I'm getting like the best of all worlds within strength, speed, and then skill work. I do all that in the week, and then I have my Sundays off, and I just completely relax and take the entire day off. Kind of stay off my feet, but
Yeah.
within those 6 days, I go as hard as I can, and I have trainers for each different um, things, so speed, skill, and defensive back. I have trainers for that. That's kind of how my week goes. I wake up, so just for example, I wake up in the morning, I have breakfast, and then I go train, and then I have lunch, and I work as well. So
Okay.
this stuff isn't free. It's very expensive. It's
Yeah.
paying for all this stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, so I pay for all my training myself. So it's pretty expensive. So I got to work as well. So I work right after lunch, and then from after working, I come home, I have dinner, and then I kind of relax. I have other interviews to do. I have other watching film,
Mhm.
just trying to get better as a whole, and then go to bed and wake up and do it again.
So like you mentioned like your lunch and stuff. Like, do you? I mean, before you like declare for the like draft, do you have to like change up your diet a little bit, like eat more healthier, or like what are the changes you've had in your diet? You have to, keep your body right.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like you're now feeling it, of like your body. So like now you got to be like tip top, shape for the NFL. So like, what's your diet like?
So I uh, I went to a bowl game. So this whole entire month I went to 4 different bowl games. I haven't even been home. I've been home for like a week total out of the entire month, which
Oh
is
wow.
not good. But I played in the FCS Bowl and I weighed about 178 pounds, which is the lightest I've weighed throughout the entire season. And a scout came up and told me, like, talked to my agent. He was saying he would be the lightest safety in the league, and that kind of lit a fire underneath me. I was like, I can't have a scout saying that about me. So I took the initiative to gain weight, and I put up 12 pounds in a week and a half, and I weigh 190 right now, and that's kind of the
Wow.
weight I'm holding. But I got to eat a lot throughout the day to hold that weight
Yeah.
because I'm training every single day. So I'm burning so many calories. I gotta maintain that weight with food. So that's kind of how I hold my weight and the initiative I take after hearing that statement from a scout. I got there's standards that you got to hit
Right, right.
towards scouts. They have certain points, whether that's height, weight, hand length, wingspan, speed, vertical, bench press. Like you got to hit these points. If you don't hit them, you're not getting picked up. So
Right.
it's a sense of determination.
Yeah. So I know I think the draft is I think April, I think 27th and 20 I think April 20 to like the 30th, I think, like 3-day event. So like, there's I think a lot of training, a lot of media, did media like have you with like interviews and stuff or like just no interviews or anything or for like media day or anything or NFL media draft?
Um, so coming from a small school, you don't really get that exposure. All the
Got
Division 1 kids get that exposure
got you.
through the NFL Combine. I really only have a pro day, which is essentially the same thing as an NFL Combine. It's just a little bit more low key.
Got you.
Um,
Got you.
I'm not going to disclose the location that I'm doing it at yet,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because it's a little private. But I I am preparing for that and getting ready to do that.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing as a combine. There's no really interviews unless people ask you to do an interview, but
Got you.
the next step is really just the pro day. You get your numbers for everything that's listed within the combine, and from that point on, it's just waiting for a phone call. Coming from a small school, you're not really
Time to
expected to
let
get a
it
phone
go.
call throughout the draft. You're not
Got
really
you. Got
expected to
you.
get a phone call throughout the draft, but you have the opportunity to get invited to a mini training camp, CFL, XFL, USFL. There's so many options now.
Got you. Got you. Um, any other questions I got? Oh, so like well, you did mention you had an agent because I was gonna ask like we talked about Lamar Jackson, Raquan Smith, players who don't have agents. How crucial is it to like now Lamar's in his he's done his rookie contract. How important is it for you like in the early stages of this process to have an agent? Because some people some people think it's a Lamar, Raquan, they kind of have their own team behind them. I'm pretty sure their own security team behind them. But like for you, like is it important to have that own agent like by your side to like guide you in the right steps?
I think it's important to have an agent, especially at the early process, just because you want to get enough exposure, and you really don't know how the process goes, so they can guide you through the process. Not saying that they can take you to any position because the agent can't guarantee you to get you a spot on the team. They just need you to hit the numbers that you are supposed to hit. Once you
Got you,
hit
got
those numbers, um, then you can hear from the agent, and they'll tell you that you can get a spot here or get a spot here. Like that's what the agent. Um, but you need to get those numbers for them to be able to get ammunition for them to talk to these different scouts at each team.
got you, got you. So you did mention you just got back from Texas and you say did you get connected with like any like any teams or I guess you can't say that but like any like cool people who like can like guide you or anything like mentor you?
Yeah, I mean the coaching staff there was amazing.
Yeah,
They a lot. It's the cool thing about all these games that you go to is they teach you different techniques and different ways to look at the game,
got
which
you, got
is awesome because you get to take those different things and put them together and create your own game, like I was saying before,
you. Yeah.
which is unique to yourself. But I got to talk to a lot of teams down there. I'm not able to disclose as many
Oh yeah,
teams that I was able to talk to, but there was a lot of scouts there, and if you do well, you're able to talk to the scouts, and they come up to you and they talk to you, ask you generic questions about your life,
got you,
just about
got
your
you.
football career, and the most crazy questions that you wouldn't even think of that they would ask, about your mom's life, about your dad's life,
Yeah.
anything. They
Got
they
you.
want to know who you are. It's a job interview.
Got you. So like you mentioned, like you're barely home and like you're traveling, going to games and playing in games and doing these workouts. So like how I mean, we all talk about like the mental aspect of it, like like wherever you go, wherever you get drafted, like are gonna miss that being home aspect because y'all gonna be out practice, traveling. You know what I'm saying? I know, like me, I'm a homebody. Like I don't know if I can move anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So like, how can you factor that into like where you get drafted and all that? If it's like you're not coming being home enough.
Yeah, I mean, I do love traveling. Traveling's something I've always done, and like that's my personality. I can't
Gotcha.
stay in the same spot at one time. I love traveling, but
Yeah.
I do enjoy being home right now, considering the circumstances and what I have to do right now. But when the time comes, if I got to get up and go somewhere, I'm willing to do it. Um, that's what I'm chasing and what I want. So if that's what
Got
I
you. Got
want, why wouldn't I do that?
Got you. It's like, I mean, how grateful is it just to live out your dreams? Because most people, people actually want to like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be an NBA player, NFL player. But like, what does it feel like to like fulfill like declare making that post, be like, yo, I'm declaring for 2020. Like, how does that feel, man? It's just like, because like it's think about it, like NBA, like certain amount of people make the league, even
Yeah.
NFL. So like you obviously you got into like that. You achieved your goal. So like, how does that feel, man? It's
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what, it does feel good, but it also doesn't feel the best because I know that there's still an opportunity, knowing that I won't get picked and I won't make it, and
exactly
that's the feeling that I love to feel, though. Like I love when my back's against the wall and everyone thinks, he can't make it, he can't do it, he can't, like all those things. That's the part that
right.
I like because I know I can, and I know that if I do all the things right and I do get 1% better every single day, I'll get to that spot that I need to be at. I'm just being the hardest worker in the room. So that
Got you.
declaring for the draft is an awesome feeling. I never thought I'd be here, honestly. Like if you would have asked me that 4 years ago, years ago, I never would even told you that I would be doing this. But I've been
Got
put in the position today just because of how hard I've worked years ago and since I was 6 years old. I've put myself in this position,
exactly.
and my family's helped me be put in this position. So I'm very grateful for that. But
Hmm.
there's still a lot more to go.
Yeah, like you mentioned family. So I want to go back to like Montclair for a little bit. Like, so how had the coaches and stuff like how had they prepared you for during practice and having trusting you to play at that position? Because you can like you say you play corner like you played cornerback and then you played deep back. So how had the coaches
Yeah.
kind of helped you prepared for like that like what you're doing right now? Like, how they help you in that
Um,
progression?
so they do a good job coaching me up and putting me in the positions to win. During game days, they put me in positions to make plays. So I'm grateful for that, and just holding it down for me, motivating me and letting me know that it's possible. There's people been in my past that have made it possible. So why not me? Why not someone else?
Gotcha.
So they're in the position to do that, coach me up and put me in the spot to follow in others' footsteps.
Yeah. Uh, I don't think I have any more questions, man. Oh well, I mean, obviously I know what team you're a Giants fan. I was gonna
Uh-huh.
say like what teams you follow. Yeah, man, I think that's it, man. I know you gotta go get going, but definitely like I want to like follow up on you, man. I want to follow your journey, man. Like you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely, bro.
But
Yeah,
definitely, man.
I love what you're doing. This is an awesome,
Yeah, man. This is
podcast. And
my first interview, man, for an athlete. So it's like, yeah, I had to get you on, man.
yeah,
I had to get you
yeah,
on before you get big, man.
we we started off strong, man. This is awesome, and I love what you're doing. I'm glad to be a part of it now before it blows up. I already know, like, I love your energy and
Yeah, man.
the way you talk about. You're passionate about it, bro. So it's awesome. I love what
Yeah,
you're doing.
definitely, man. Because like, I was like when I DM'd you on Instagram, I was like, yeah, I know this man's busy, bro. I know this man is doing pro days, and like I don't know if he's gonna get back to me, man. But hey, you did, man. I appreciate that, bro.
Hey, man, always, man. I'll always support other people's dreams, man. That's the one thing that I never had when I grew up, and I
Cause
wish people did, but I'll always be there to support other people's dreams because there's so much potential in the world, bro. There's so much potential, and I could be the person that sparked you to a whole nother level, just like you could be the person that sparked me to a whole nother level.
yeah,
So
man,
I
definitely,
really
bro.
appreciate you
That
reaching
means
out to me, and
That means a lot to me, man. Thank you so much, bro. Because like it's. I mean, I know what you're doing is hard. I mean, getting to the lead, but me, putting myself out there, it's hard,
Yeah.
man. Because you got
Keep
that
doing it, bro.
connections and links, man. But I
Keep
know you gotta
doing
get.
it.
Yes, sir, bro. Yes, sir. Well, I know you gotta get going, man. So I'll let you go, brother.
All right, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you for this awesome interview. Keep going, man. This is awesome, and I
Yes,
appreciate all
sir.
the love.
All right, man. Well, stay healthy, man, and train hard, bro. And hey, that scout
Yes,
that
sir.
said you're too small, bro. Like what Sam Smith did? He was like, "F them."
Uh-huh.
Hey, bro. Hey, and now he's in the Hall of Fame. Rest in peace to him. But you know what he
Yes,
did,
sir.
man. So, hey, man,
Much love.
like write your own story, man. Create your own journey, and hopefully I'll catch you down when you get drafted, man.
All right. Appreciate you, bro.
All right,
Much
bro.
love.
Yes, sir.
Bye.